Give them a shot to do what?
And we back, baby. How we all feeling? I don't know. It's a late night. We had a very busy day. Obviously, Chicago Sky basketball is underway. But before we get into that, before we get into everything, I just want to say, welcome to Friday, ladies and gentlemen. The weekend is here, as Jerm Edwards would say. It's Friday. You know what that means. I still don't know what that means, but I like to say it. I like the energy that he has every single day. Welcome in if you're just joining on to Give Us a Shot Network. I am Mike Hughes, a.k.a. The Shy Kid. Give us a like, give us a follow. Welcome to the stream. We are going live currently right now talking WNBA basketball and Skytown hoops. Let's get into it. This is the Shy Kid podcast. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody being here. I just officially turned 24 years old, which is fucking insane. We're ending 23 the way we're starting 2024. We're rocking it out. We're still live. We're still doing our thing. So let's get into it, man. The Chicago Sky are 2-1 on the season after back-to-back wins against the Dallas Wings in Dallas in the two-game header. They lose game one, they win game two, and then they head to New York and dog walk Sabrina Ionescu and the New York Liberty once again after what we witnessed in person, myself and the season ticket holders at Wintrust Arena. It was media and season ticket holders for the final preseason game where the Chicago Sky won 101-53. Absolute dog walk, absolute domination, and they carried right into it for game three. You look at this right now, what the Chicago Sky have been able to do is put together a great roster that overall is going to be able to complement each other and play great ball. Now, obviously, if you've been following us on Give Us a Shot, if you've been following me at the Shy.Kid, either on TikTok or Instagram, you've seen me covering the Chicago Sky for several years now. I will say this is the most electrifying, well put together, well-rounded team that I've seen in the James Wade era and now in the Teresa Weatherspoon era. I love Teaspoon for who she is individually. Got to talk to her after the game tonight. Had a lot to say about Diamond DeShields and what we've seen thus far. We're going to get into that in a little bit on what we've seen from the team so far and how they're going to look moving forward as they continue to get healthy. No Diamond DeShields tonight, no Isabel Harrison, and no Camila Cardoso, but they're well on their way. And obviously Diamond, they're kind of trying to They're slowly weaning her back in, which I love, and she has been able to capitalize on every single opportunity given to her thus far. It's been absolutely phenomenal to have her back in the building, and Teaspoon's been very vocal about, how they've established really just breaking down how they're treating these players and how they're not trying to rush them into becoming something so quickly. You want them to be the best versions of themselves. You want them to continue to be great every single day. And in doing so, you have to allow them to grow, allow them to flourish, understand each player individually. And I think Teaspoon has done such a phenomenal job at doing that. So shout out to her, man. Let's get into it. Game number one, first and foremost, we go into this game understanding Brenna Maxwell didn't make the final roster. The best shooter in the country, named by Jeff Pagliocca, general manager of the Chicago Sky, and Teresa Weatherspoon. Obviously, a knee injury kept her out of that. It's very unfortunate that she didn't get a chance to make that roster, but the team looked solid. The team looked solid on all cylinders. 79-87 loss to the Dallas Wings in game number one, but don't be fooled in the last couple minutes, really. This was a 5-point game. Be completely real. The Sky had the lead at one point as well. So it's really dope to see this team fight, to really get after it, continue being great, continue trying to do what they need to do in order to have success, in order to win. I'm really curious to see how the team moves forward. Now, in game number one, Angel Reese's first game in the W, 26 minutes, 12 boards, 1 assist, 8 rebounds. Solid. A lot of people had question marks about her offensively and how she was going to continue to develop at the WNBA level. Some people thought she was going to struggle, just like the 0-5 Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark. Like we kind of assumed, I talked to Marcus and everybody at Protect Our Queens and kind of broke down that I do think Caitlin Clark is going to struggle. I think it's going to come in time. She reminds me so much of KP and Kelsey Plum and what Kelsey was going through early on in her career. So it's definitely going to come in time as they continue to bring bodies around them and as she continues to develop as well. But Angel, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be completely honest. And this isn't because of my, relationship covering her in the media. It's not because of, her being on the Chicago Sky. She has not missed a beat. She is dominating. She is fucking in there like swimwear. Like I talked to her. We talked to her on media day. Her and I got a chance to sit down and really have a real conversation. And she told me straight up, she slayed the Met Gala, came back, slayed the game, dropped a 100 ball. I mean, it's a storybook right now for Angel Reese and her start in the W. We've also seen, Rika Jackson and Cameron Brink and company have great starts as well. So she's not alone. And obviously, Camila Cardoso has been shelved early on. She'll be back, I would assume, around mid-June, early June at earliest. And obviously when those two get on the court together, what's that going to look like? I've been covering them in all of training camp. I've been there at practices, understanding that this team has such a great chemistry already. Two national champs from 2023 at LSU to 2024 South Carolina coming together. The Protect Our Queens are about to get even more queens, not just queens, champs. I'm excited about it, man. And it's going to continue to get better every single day, especially as you continue to grow in Teaspoon's system. We also have Ty Young and company here as well. So we got some dogs. We got some dogs in Skytown, and I'm really excited to see how they continue to move forward, how they continue to have success. In this game, Diamond DeShields balls out as well, 14, 1, and 2 in 18 minutes. They obviously have her kind of on a pitch count, trying to figure out, how much she can go, what she can handle right now. She didn't play at all in 2023 after a horrible knee injury on the Dallas Wings organization, comes back to the team where she won a championship. Now you have Dana Evans and Diamond DeShields, up 2021 champs. So, you have that understanding of knowing that over time, it's just going to continue to get better and better if everything goes the way we plan it to. Elizabeth Williams, 12 and 8 on the day. Marina Mabry, 19, 3 and 9. I mean, it was. We're going to get into that in game 2. Dana Evans, 10, 6 and 3. But really, what I want to talk about is game 2. Game 2, which I loved because it meant so much. The Chicago Sky win this game. That's not the reason why I love it, but it definitely does help. 83-74. This was the Marina Mabry game. And believe me, we're going to get into Elizabeth Williams as well. Over 5 steals on the day. Had herself a night as well. You got 6'7" centers on the Dallas Wings. They're one of the tallest teams in the entire WNBA. And we were out there dog walking them from a rebound perspective. You have 5 steals from Elizabeth Williams on top of a double-double, 12, 3, and 10. Then you have someone like Dana Evans with 6 boards. I mean, not 6 boards, pardon me. With 6 assists. Dana Evans has 8 assists. They have 12 and 14 together. And then you obviously look at Marina Mabry. Marina Mabry, 14, 8, and 8 in 35 minutes, playing amazing defense. It is a 3-ball competition between her and Enrique. I mean, former teammates. You look at those two, and we're going to be completely honest here because I love Marina. Marina the person and Marina the player are just as amazing as they are together as they are separate, because she is such a dog on the court, but such a humble, amazing person at the same time off the court. She understands how good she is. And what I love about Marina is when she has her confidence. Last year, you come into the system, James Wade trades 3 first-round picks for you, then James splits, and it's kind of like, you're coming into the season a little banged up, you're injured, trying to find your role, a new head coach, interim head coach. There's a lot going on. None of that's the problem right now. She had an amazing overseas winter. She balled out with Elizabeth Williams, comes back. Angel Reese, hey, how you doing? Camila Cardoso, hey, how you doing? Training Brenna Maxwell a little bit, and she has just been a number 1 teammate and number 1 asset and scorer for this organization. And the big thing for me, I think to this day, if one of the two, Enrique or Marina, were legitimate two-way players at the time, I don't think they would have separated. I think they would have kept running with them. The problem was defensive issues with that team at that time in the Dallas Wings. This game did not have that. I mean, Marina was defensively locking in. Enrique defensively was locking in. I mean, they were going tit for tat. They were doing their thing. It was a beautiful piece of work. And then obviously you have to take into account Angel Reese has another great game as well. And the biggest part about Angel's game was she almost has a double-double. 11, 2, and 9 in 25 minutes. But I want to talk about the play of the day. This is the Rebecca Gardner of this season. Kennedy Carter takes a blocks the fuck out of a 6'7" center at the rim. Meet you at the rim. She's there. Kennedy Carter is a dog, without a question. And what she's been able to do for the Chicago Sky organization coming off the bench, it's crucial. It's like if I had to compare it to the NBA, it's like a Marcus Smart of the Memphis Grizzlies, if that makes sense. Obviously, the Memphis Grizzlies had a season, and hopefully we stay as far away as possible as that. But what he was able to do for them, kind of similar to what he did for the Boston Celtics, off the bench, or even in Chicago, let's talk about our Bulls. She is an Alex Caruso caliber player, a Patrick Beverly-esque player. She gets down and dirty, and I love it. She has been phenomenal. So shout out Kennedy Carter blocking a 6'7" center. People don't know. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. Kennedy Carter. Let me make sure. I want to put respect on her name. I don't want to mess up her height. She's 5'9". She blocked the shot at the rim. She's a fucking guard. She blocked someone a foot taller than her. That is insane. I mean, Kennedy Carter has been phenomenal thus far for the Chicago Sky. Malika and company, obviously, going up against the Chicago Sky, we expected a lot. Michaela played a little bit, 2 points, three boards in 11 minutes. We haven't gotten a chance to see Isabel Harrison just yet. Obviously, she's slowly getting back into the game as well, but it's going to be really interesting to see how this team unpacks itself when they do fully get there. Camila Cardoso out with a shoulder injury. Obviously, Izzy's still dealing with the meniscus tear of last season. She's slowly getting back in with the knee injury. She's healthy. I will say that we've seen her in action, especially at practice and in training camp. She's been doing her thing, but they're slowly bringing her back into the fold. You don't want to rush those kind of things. We've seen with the Chicago Bulls and other organizations how a meniscus tear can really just take a turn for the worst if you don't handle it properly. So they're handling it properly. One thing about Sky, man, they really take care of their own. With that being said, you look at this situation. The Sky split with Dallas, which is, in my opinion, the best case scenario. Dallas is a good team. Enrique is having an MVP caliber season, but she is not the MVP at this moment. The first MVP candidate of 2024 has to go with Chicago herself, the Queen of Phoenix, Kalia Copper, the second player in WNBA history, only second to Liz Cambage, to have back-to-back 35-plus point games in the WNBA. She had, I believe, 37 and then 38, if I'm not mistaken. So shout out to Ka, man. She has been absolutely phenomenal. We miss her so. I miss getting those messages from her about, just how she's feeling and what she's up to. Chaz Franklin and company always being there as well. North Philly is definitely missing the Shy right now. But with that being said, breaking that down, understanding that we have our own MVP candidates as well. Marina Mabry's on a tear. Angel Reese is winning the league over by storm. Dana Evans has been phenomenal. I'm still a huge believer that Dana Evans is going to be an all-star in 2024. I think it's going to come in time. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of individuals that are at that point as well. Going to be a lot of competition. Game number 3, though. Game number 3 was so important, and I think for the Chicago Sky, no Diamond DeShields in this game. I believe it was a foot injury, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. Isabel Harrison either. No Camila Cardoso. Angel Reese, 11-2. Pardon me, wrong box score. Let me get that right for you. I'm looking at the Wings box score. In this game, 90-81 win over Brianna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. Angel Reese was flawless. And what we saw from her, 13, 1-9 in 31 minutes, amazing defense overall, stealing cookies from Brianna Stewart, the reigning MVP. She's been phenomenal, and I'm here for it, man. Elizabeth Williams, 9-3-7. Michaela had 13-0-5, which you love to see. Dana Evans, 12-4-2. Marina Mabry, 21-7-6. Lindsay Allen had 8-2-1. Kennedy Carter, 12-4-6, and Brianna Turner, 2-1-2 in 12 minutes. This game was everything. Because even though you're missing 2 of your bigs in Harrison and Camilla, you're also missing Diamond DeShields, which is huge as well, because she's been great for this offense thus far. Kennedy Carter steps up. You have Elizabeth Williams and Angel Reese just bodying in the paint. Michaela steps up. I mean, players are just doing their thing. Brianna Turner gets some tick. I mean, you just love to see it. I mean, this team is balling out, and they're doing exactly what we know they're capable of doing, and that's the big focus right now. To be able to take down a team in the New York Liberty who were 4-0 going into this game after dog walking them over 50 points in the final preseason game. Oh, yeah, whatever. Sandy didn't want to play them at the second half. Whatever. They're taking everybody out. Now what? Now what do you got to say? Ain't shit to say. It's like that. We're like that. We're in there, like swimwear. We're not afraid. And that's the most beautiful thing about this organization, man. I'll tell you what, being there in person, covering them media for this network and for what we're doing as well at the ASAP network, you know, it's been a beautiful thing. It's been a beautiful thing because the second we had the inauguration, this was over the winter, before Kai got traded. Obviously, you bring in Kalia Copper and Teresa Weatherspoon, and you had this feeling, this aura that Teaspoon commands. And there's levels to it. James Wade walked into a room and he demanded respect. You felt that aura, but it was different. Teresa Weatherspoon walks into a room, and I feel like she already has it. I mean, the aura that they're both, I respect the fuck out of both of them, but they're two very different people at the same time. Two very different people. Teaspoon has come into this building where every accolade has been broken under the James Wade era, where the first team's championship. And she has created her own culture like that. Like that. I mean, it's there's no question about it. At the snap of a thumb, let me stop snapping. At the snap of a thumb, Teresa Weatherspoon has changed this organization around alongside Jeff Pagliocco, who's done an amazing job as general manager as well. Started from the bottom, now he's here. What these two have been able to do and the trust that they've put in these other players, like Angel Reese to be herself, like Marina Mabrey to be herself, has just been phenomenal. And I'll take it back to my conversation with Spoon. We were talking about, her first meeting Diamond DeShields. And, Diamond kind of spoke about it a little earlier about, it's one of her first meetings. She had only been with this guy for like 24, 48 hours. And Teaspoon and her entire training staff, coaching staff, walks around Diamond while she's putting on her shoes by her locker, and they pray for her. They pray for her to have a healthy season. They pray for her and everything and the prosperities that she wants to indulge on in the 2024 season. I mean, it's amazing to see a coach like this. It's amazing. I mean, it's incredibly dope. And it's incredibly dope to have a coach that not only cares about the game, but gives a fuck about what happens to you in your life, understands the things you've gone through. Dana Evans went into this season going through a lot of personal things, and Teaspoon was there. You know what I mean? And Angel Reese going through a lot. Whether Teaspoon could have said, nah, fuck that. You're not going to the Met Gala. And that could have started its own issue. But it didn't. And they were able to do it in such a great way, which I loved because there's so many contradicting people. I mean, here's what bothers me the most. People are going to bitch and moan about Angel Reese going to the Met Gala, but praise Dennis Rodman the night before the NBA Finals for flying to Vegas to go fuck around in WWE. Like, that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, for her to come in, and like she said, she told me straight in my face, looked me dead in my eyes, I slayed the Met Gala, I came back, and I slayed this game. And she dog-walked an organization that was just in the finals less than a year ago, and they won by 50. Dropped a 100 ball in a preseason game. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah, it's incredibly dope to see this happening right now. It's incredibly dope to see the Chicago Sky organization doing what they're doing. It's been a beauty and an honor to be able to cover this team and this organization in person. And like I have, we've been here, 3-4 years now? I've been here from championship on. You know what I mean? And that was a crazy year in itself. But with that being said, man, the sky, no pun intended, the sky is the limit. You can get your Sky is the Limit Angel Reese t-shirts right now on Give Us a Shot. Links in the bio or in the description below. Check us out on Give Us a Shot Network. Give us a like. Give us a follow if you haven't already. We are in there like swimwear 24/7 talking WNBA hoops with Protect Our Queens, talking Chicago Sky basketball with myself, or even just, talking Chicago sports in general. We were just talking Bulls the other day, which always hurts my heart to talk Chicago Bulls, but we had to do it. We had to do it. There's no way around it. But with that being said, man, I'm looking at some stats right now, so pardon me if I'm looking down. We're trying to break down and understand what this team could potentially look like moving forward and how they want to go about it. Because I think there's several different ways that the team can move forward. I think you can continue to slowly wait for these players to get into it, or you could just go on a run. This team's going on a run. This team is trying to make some noise. This team is going to do what they need to do in order to have success. They are going to just keep winning games. That's all that matters. Camila Cardoso will be back. Isabel Harrison will be back. And I'll tell you this right now. I was in the room, all like I said, all training camp, all preseason. I'm there. They might not say it, but they are all well aware of this preseason rankings. The Chicago Sky were ranked the 12th best team in the WNBA. They don't care, but they'll remember what you said and they'll remember how you said it. Believe that. Believe that. The Chicago Sky, the organization, Dana Evans, Angel Reese, Marina Mabrey, Teresa Weatherspoon, Jeff Pagliocca, everybody from top to bottom, myself included, remember what you said and remember how you said it. Because we just took down a 4-0 squad that just went to the finals without the number 3 overall pick. Period. So I'm excited, man. I'm super pumped to continue to do this. Obviously, episodes are going to be longer as the season continues. We're going to be breaking down every couple of games. We'll be breaking down every single game. We're going to be having post-game, pre-game interviews with the team. We can find those on Give Us a Shot Network or at theshy.kid on TikTok and Instagram. You can find my other articles written on the ASAP Network. But appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for being here. Really quick, tonight I turned 24. Turned 24 years old tonight. We were live while we did it. It's just a blessing, brother. It's just a blessing to be here. I never even thought, to be completely real, I would make it to 18. Now we're here at 24 and we're doing things that, not so many people, including myself, didn't even think I'd be in position to do. So to the fact is, we're here. Like I always say, we are in there like swimwear. It's definitely crazy to be here in this world, in this life, growing up in this city. The things we've endured, the things we've accomplished, the things we've seen, and the things some of us have had to do just to stay alive is crazy. It is crazy, nonetheless. Life's a beach, man, and I'm just playing in the sand. Weezy said it best. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Here's the 24, man. It's Mamba year. It's our Kobe year. It's my golden birthday too. 24 in 2024, kind of dope. My favorite quote: "Outwork your potential, always." But with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Till then, peace.